Hey everybody, I'm sitting out here on a beautiful December afternoon. It's perfect weather, 56 degrees, just kind of, sweatshirt, sweater weather here in Georgia. I hope it's a beautiful day, a wonderful day wherever you are. Years ago, there used to be things called peep shows. And while I've never been to a peep show, I looked up on the internet how they worked. And essentially, if a man wanted to go in and see some woman undress or some pornographic images or scene of some sort that I believe was live, they would go into some sort of a booth and they would pay for a certain amount of time to be able to watch the peep show. And after the time ran out, the window closed or the curtain closed or something happened and you no longer could watch the show. And then, of course, with the proliferation of the internet and, other, magazines and so forth, and then as VCRs came about, I guess pornography became easier to get and access, and so no longer did people go to peep shows, and they kind of, ran their course, I guess. And my understanding is New York City had its fair share of peep shows back in the day. Well, I'm probably gonna ruffle a few feathers here, but I have to wonder if OnlyFans isn't just a modern day peep show. Now, for those people who don't know what OnlyFans is, I did a little research, and apparently it's an entertainment website that you pay subscriptions for, so you can subscribe to someone's page, I guess, or their OnlyFans site, and then you can watch the entertainment. Now, apparently there are bands on there that play music and people who do dances and other types of entertainment. But according to many websites, OnlyFans is overwhelmingly filled with adult content. So one website said 98% of all the content on OnlyFans is adult content. And given that you pay a subscription to be able to go onto OnlyFans and to watch the content, and then if you stop paying, then you no longer can watch, as if the window closed or the curtain closed, I don't really see how it's any different than a modern day peep show. I just don't really understand the difference, but it seems about the same to me. It's just a 21st century version of the very same thing. And a few weeks ago, I did a video that was called Tyreek Hill, Please Don't Do Porn. And that particular video kind of blew up because of the context, and I was talking about Tyreek Hill, who claimed that after he finished playing football in the NFL, he would just become a porn star. And I said, please don't do that, because you're just encouraging people towards watching pornography, and that's got a roundabout effect. People go into a roundabout, they very rarely come out in the same place, and when they go in, they think, well, I just want to see a video, and then they kind of get hooked, and then they kind of come out somewhere else. They come out hooked on some sort of bizarre type of porn, or in an affair, or in some other way, and maybe just in a full-fledged addiction. And I'm making that same case again today. Lust is something that men really have to fight against. And I would say most men would say that they fight that because men are visually stimulated. And so these women who've chosen to make their money on OnlyFans, they're enticing men to pay money to see them naked or to see them in some sort of a sex act. And as a result, you're drawing people in and you're causing them to fall prey to an addiction. And I just hate the thought of that for people who go into it unknowingly, think, oh, I just want to see this woman with her clothes off. But over time, that's not enough. You need to see more and more content like that. And before long, you discover that you're really, really becoming addicted to that content. Now, I realize I'm swimming upstream on this one. I know for sure I am swimming as far upstream as I can against our culture, but that's kind of the way of the Christian mindset, and certainly it was the way of Jesus. And not that I'm suggesting I'm anything like him, because he stands alone, but we're swimming against the culture. Jesus did say that broad is the road that leads to destruction, and narrow is the road that leads to life. So I'm swimming upstream. But if by any chance you see this video and you have been dabbling in OnlyFans, and you've been going on websites and looking at porn, and you're a man, I am encouraging you with as strong encouragement as I can to get some help and get away from that. That will end up controlling and in many ways ruining your life. It will be an obsession, and you may never be able to break free from it without some sort of help. Hopefully you can, and hopefully you can get the help that you need from above through God and through the power of the Holy Spirit. But also for those women who are out there making the content, and I realize it must be lucrative. There have been teachers who've been reported on news websites that said that they had a side gig on an OnlyFans site, and they later got found out and they got terminated from their job, and now they make more money on OnlyFans than they did on their job. I get it. Money really speaks, but I'm telling you, you're probably going to regret doing that someday, and you're probably going to find yourself struggling because there may be a man that you want to be with, or may struggle with the fact that you have an OnlyFans site, and there may be some shame associated with that. It might be difficult to get more of a mainstream job somewhere down the road, and you might not want to always be in that industry, and there's going to be a day when you might be just age out of it, let's put it that way. Nonetheless, I'm hopeful that even if just one person sees this video and makes a change, steps away, stops looking, unsubscribes, then it's been worth it. I'm telling you, Satan uses lust against men, and we struggle and we don't know how to get help. I'm encouraging you, if you need to, call me, send me an email. Let me see if I can give you some ideas of how you can get some help. But nonetheless, I hope you'll step away. We're called to walk with Jesus. I'm asking you to keep walking with Jesus, walk away from those things that are bad, walk against the culture. I'll do the same thing, and I'll see you next week.